This technology here, 120-foot boom, the See and Spray Ultimate, 15 miles per hour. And so with that, I can very quickly get over 100 acres, 200 acres, and then I can produce a weed map that's going to tell me exactly not only where I sprayed, but where the weeds were within that given field. In 2017, I had an opportunity to begin working with a company called Blue River Technology. Blue River was eventually purchased by John Deere, and that technology that started back in 2017 is what John Deere eventually commercialized into their See and Spray technology. In 2021, John Deere came in and they provided me what they called an agronomy test machine. And basically that is a prototype of the units that are out there running today, and it allows me to go and do research to better understand how to utilize the technology, how to optimize the technology, determine where we want to use the technology and times where we may not want to use. If you're going to be successful with using this type of equipment, or you want savings, reduction in herbicide use, post-emergence herbicides after you plant the crop and the crop is up, it's all about starting with a very strong residual herbicide at planting. There's sensitivity settings on that sprayer. If you have a high sensitivity setting, basically any weed that is in the field, for the most part, is going to be detected and is going to be sprayed. Well, if you do that, you may have savings, but you may not have a lot of savings if you're spraying a lot of small weeds as well as large weeds. They also have what they call the lowest sensitivity setting, where it's only going to detect basically larger weeds. So by doing that, you can miss some weeds. You're going to have greater savings when you have it on the lowest sensitivity setting, but that may not be beneficial in the long run. Missing those small weeds can be problematic because those weeds are going to go to seed. We've just gotten to the end of a 3-year study in soybean where we have found if we have the lowest sensitivity setting, yeah, we saved a good bit of money, had a lot of reduction in herbicide use. The problem was by the time we got to the end of 3 years, we had an exorbitant increase in pigweed populations, palmer emerald populations. If we dialed it back towards the highest sensitivity setting, in other words, yeah, we did reduce our herbicide use, but we sprayed all those pigweeds that were out there. Yes, we had less money saved, but that system was comparable to what we saw in a broadcast system. Does the technology work? Yeah, the technology works. Basically, it's understanding how you're going to use those sensitivity settings to optimize your weed control program, and the fact that there's consequences associated with turning it to the lowest sensitivity setting. In terms of the technology improving, I think that we're at the ground floor right now. I think that there's going to be a lot of things coming. I think that this is just the tip of the iceberg.